Hi everyone and welcome to our Gnome Valentine Collection. You are going to love this kit. The gnomes steal the show, obviously. And there are so many additional embellishments in there in order to flesh out whether you're doing a layout, or cards, whatever it is. But like I said, the gnomes steal the show and they're so well worth it. Before we get into seeing what is involved in the entire collection, for those of you that are new, this is our bundled collection. And you get all 5 coordinated products in one product, if you will, one download. And this you also save 20% on versus buying each of these items individually. So being that there is no duplicates in here, this is something you're really going to want to have if you're looking at making multiple cards or layouts, whatever it is that you have. So let us jump right in and see exactly what is all in this gnome collection. Gnome Valentine. So in our FQB, here is the papers. Beautiful as ever, as well as you saw, there's more elaborate papers, which you can easily see how could be simple card fronts already pre-done for you, as well as stuff like the checks, the ginghams, the stripes. There's a heart background paper in here. All the more simpler patterns so that you can utilize those so that they don't conflict with each other and fight with each other. And obviously in loads of the colors. Here's the floral ones. If you wanted to go something like, even though there's gnomes in here, you could actually make something without gnomes at all if you wanted to. It is that simple to do. There is so much to this that you have so many options and so many ways to go. This is just a really fantastic collection. So as I said before, the beautiful colors that are in here, and you get these in each of those colors. So that way, if you're searching and you're saying, you know what, I really wanted this one in red. Oh, here it is. That's great. Or I wanted it in brown because I'm doing something for my husband or a boyfriend or, whatever, grandson, whatever it is. Those things are all in here. So Mary Fran has tried to think of a lot of the potential uses for this kit and include those in here so that way, by buying the kit, you do have that multi-use. It's not just, okay, I make one card with it and then I move on. So as you can see, like I said, there are so many different great patterns in here. There are so many ones that you could utilize as your main card front, main layout, starting paper, that kind of stuff, where a lot of stuff is pre-done for you and you can just add a little bit of the embellishments to it. You have many, many options, and you'll see those in our card making idea and layout idea at the end. So for the embellishments, you have some great bows in here, have that fabric look and feel, bunting in several different styles, buttons with really, really cute centers, a really different look to them. They really have a lot of interest to them if you haven't used those before. Flares, so again, kind of almost jelly-like looking sticker type things, aren't they? Mary Fran really brings these things to life so that when you place them in there, you can print them out, put them on, and they, the look of them, it looks so 3D, like it is covered in those jelly toppers. She does just a fantastic job with that. Flower clusters, as I mentioned to you earlier, if you wanted to go a different direction, you certainly have that opportunity, and you'll see how we've used some of those flowers in our layout and card at the end there. Frames, again, frames are useful for photos, obviously, but frames can be utilized for so many other things. Don't let that stop you. Don't get stuck on just that they're only for photos. And here they are, folks. Here's the gnomes. Some great characters holding different items each, different colors. There's a girl version. They are so sweet, right? You're going to really want to use a lot of those guys there. And there's more to come. So as we go through the rest of it here. Hearts, obviously, this is with the gnomes and it being a Valentine. It's a love theme. And now Mary Fran introduces all the journal cards and word arts, which she's taken so much time to do so that you can just easily pop these in. You can quickly do your card or your layout. It doesn't take you a lot of time in order to search out, find the right font, find the right wording. Mary Fran's taken a lot of the hard work out. Journal mats, which also work equally as well in a layout or a mini album as they do as in a card insert. These are fabulous. So that way you can handwrite in your sentiment. You have lines already on there. It's an additional item. If you print it, put it in a little pocket inside your card, whatever you want to do with it. Such a great item to have. Here are labels, again, that are well done. Lots of great sentiments on them. You know, Mary Fran's really outdone herself with all those sorts of things. Few extra labels in here as well that are blank, so that way we recognize that not everybody has English as your primary language as well. You may have a sentiment in specific that you want to say, so we give you those blank ones so that way you have that full creative freedom to do that yourself. Great ribbons with the pinking shear ends on them. You know, give yourself a little bit of extra life and add that little hit of paper somewhere that gives you color and texture. This is a digital stamp sentiment, so again, just as you would use polymer stamps and stamp it in your ink and put it on your papers, you place this onto a paper embellishment, whatever it is, before you print it. That way it goes right on for you. The squares, again, and hearts with word strips, all the phrases that you would want in order to easily pop them in and have it all flow together so incredibly well. And as well as the blank ones once again for you to make sure that you have everything available if you wanted to say or do something different. So that's everything in the FQB. In the little bits, the additional elements pack here. Whoops, let's go back to the first item here. We don't want to miss one. So look at this little guy with the frame, right? So whether that's a picture of your dog, whether that's framing in a main element, or even taking one of those labels and journal cards that we just saw and placing it in behind the frame to frame in that sentiment. So many options with this, right? A couple of floral clusters, word sentiments, once again, lots of those in here. So that way, rather than them just being placed on those tags, maybe you didn't want it on the tag. And I'm going to show you this in Mary Fran's layout, what she did with it in order to place one in. You can place this sentiment wherever you want then. You choose, right? Or maybe you place a certain label with a certain sentiment. You put the two together, then you print it. You can customize it all to what suits you best, right? Word art of the exos, I'll obviously love. There is everything in here with these word hearts. You have everything you need in order to create multiple items. In the 2 paper pack, obviously, there is no duplicates in terms of this exact color. You've seen this pattern in this card before, but it was different colors. So that's what we mean by no duplicates, is now if you were looking for this particular paper in a floral pink, here it is in a floral pink. You don't get it anywhere else. But it gives you so many opportunities to create further things that coordinate, but don't duplicate. Obviously, when you're creating a mini album, you're creating maybe cards, things like that, you want things to look a little different. You don't want them all exactly the same, but this is the reason for the additional papers. In our solids paper pack, our solids paper pack work basically just like you would for cardstock. Okay, you can see there's that faint check pattern or lined pattern in there, square, whatever you want to call it, grid. It gives it a little bit of texture, so you can use it as a standalone paper if that's what you chose to do. But these papers work absolutely fantastic to use just as you would cardstock, but you have the exact color match. That's what's important about them, is the exact color match. So once again, everything flows so well. Lastly, but not leastly, is our alpha. So this is a uppercase alpha. You can kind of see it a little bit. There is a white border, or like what we call a stroke, or a white border around it. So that way, if you're utilizing that, being it's a red alpha, it's such a pretty bold alpha. But that way, if you're using it on a red background paper, no problem. You're still going to see that. That was the thought behind it all for you, is to highlight that, to make it pop off. Because obviously when you're using an alpha, you want to highlight things, whether that's names, dates, places, whatever that is. Even the word love or somebody's, whatever. You obviously want that to be a highlight in there, and you want it to stand out. And that is kind of the reason for using an alpha. So there you go, folks. Now, before I let you go here, I mentioned I was going to show you the card and the layout. So in the card, this is where I was talking about with this background paper. This is one background paper with this pink strip, the almost candy cane looking border here, this scalloped edge with the pink, red, and white, as well as this pink plaid. That is all with the white. That is all just one paper. I didn't do anything there. Mary Fran did all the hard work. I made these 3 squares, added the extras, as well as the gnome with his hearts coming out from him, sending out love, right? So that's how easy and quickly you can put things together because of the work that Mary Fran did in the kit. And here's her layout. So great use to show how, like, there's how she chose to use the bunting. Here's how she chose to use a ribbon, like I was saying before about adding a pop of color and texture. And here is You Will Always Be My Valentine. Because in a lot of cases you'll use a lighter colored background paper as your very last background paper, if you will, the top background paper. That gives you something where you want to fill in the color, like, you know, you're adding in a lot of things in there in order to give the look you want. But that's where you can use your digital stamps. That's where you can place them on, and you can put that wherever you want. That could have been down here, that could have been up here. You can choose whatever you want to do with that. So, thanks for tuning into this video. This is a fantastic kit that we know you're going to love and know you're going to want. So, before you dash off to get this yourself, please go to the bottom right of the screen where you'll see our Knitwit Collections logo. Click on that to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That'll make you aware every time we have new videos that go up, whether that is projects, tutorials, new kit releases, whatever that is. That will give you a little dot over on the side of the sites that you subscribe to. That'll show you when new videos are available. Also, give us a thumbs up. Let us know what you thought of the kit. Leave us a comment. We're always happy to hear from you and hear what your thoughts are on it. Thanks once again for tuning in, and we hope you enjoy creating with the Gnome Valentine Collection.